Hello everyone, I'm Bable Jonathan. You welcome to this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, dwelling our top stories. In this edition of the news, the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement (CPDM) political party braves the unstable socio-political and security situation in the two Anglophone regions of the country and goes on with outdoor campaigns ahead of the 7th of October 2018 presidential election. In Cameroun, in Boya, officials of the party and militants converged on the Bongo Square today, while in the northwest regional capital, Bamenda, the Secretary General of the party, challenged those he says created the Anglophone problem to brave the odds and campaign in the two regions as the CPDM is doing. And the election organizing body, Elections Cameroun, says it is ready for the 7th of October presidential election and equally makes a statement on the fate of persons displaced by the Anglophone crisis. You will hear the president of the Electoral Council of Elections Cameroun, Eno Abrams Egwe, in this newscast. Stay with us. Thanks for joining us in this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinox Television. We begin with campaign news. Officials and militants, as well as supporters and sympathizers of the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement (CPDM) political party, converged on Bongo Square in the southwest regional capital, Boya, today for the first outdoor campaign in that part of the country hit by socio-political and security crisis for more than 2 years. Today, it was a rally that brought together several persons, even though the turnout was not very impressive as a result of the unstable situation in that part of the country. And we should indicate that the town of Boya has been expecting the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, candidate of the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement. The town of Boya has been expecting him in the context of campaigns for the October 7, 2018 presidential election. And our reporter in Boya, Derek Jato, went around the town of Boya to take a look at the atmosphere reigning in that town as a result of the expectation of President Paul Biya's arrival.
2 days after the 48 hours curfew, Boya subdivision is still staggering to get on its feet. Business centers are still closed, and only the streets are seemingly showing sign of life. But over here at the Independence Square, the atmosphere is announcing something big.
So we're still waiting. If it comes, if it doesn't come, it's check. If it doesn't come, it's not waiting.
We'll be away say by the car. Anyhow, we will try to see where coming.
And that person coming is President Paul Biya. Sources say he will be here Thursday, October 4, 2018. And the Boya Council has taken the traditional responsibility to embellish the grandstand. The information here is announcing that President Paul Biya is coming more in his colors as the national chairman and the presidential candidate of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, the CPDM. And as to how many paragraphs the Anglophone crisis will occupy in his speech is the question that only him alone can answer. Tomorrow, Thursday, is said to be the D-Day, and the world will be watching.
And the Secretary General of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement (CPDM) political party, who doubles as the supervisor or the chairperson of the supervisory committee of that political party, as well as the campaign committee of that political party, has challenged opposition political leaders who he says created or promote the Anglophone crisis to go campaigning in the crisis-stricken northwest and southwest regions of the country, as the CPDM is doing. He was speaking yesterday during a campaign rally in Bamenda. Details in this report compiled by Innocent Aze.
Another CPDM rally at the Bamenda Congress Hall October 2nd to encourage supporters and militants vote for incumbent President Paul Biya October 7. Apart from presenting the achievements of the man who has the force of experience, Jean Kwete, Secretary General of the Central Committee and Chairperson for the CPDM Campaign and Supervisory Committee, also evaluated the party's campaign process in the country-hit Northwest region.
CPDM militants have proven that they are true militants of the party. No amount of kidnapping, killing or threat can dissuade them from coming out. And you saw that today they came out in a large number.
Jean Kwete lashed out at the opposition presidential aspirants and their parties for boycotting the trouble-hit Northwest and Southwest regions to campaign only in comfort zones. He added that the candidates who inflamed the Anglophone crisis are now afraid to near the crisis regions to campaign.
The section was very clear that there are certain opposition parties who are not campaigning in the Northwest. Remind you that there were opposition parties who were supporting this illusion, and now they themselves are finding it hard to campaign in the Northwest. You created something and you find it difficult to control it.
The CPDM big wings termed the opposition parties inferior and failure.
They should come to Northwest and campaign. We are here campaigning and we are going to vote come 7 October. We are doing our door-to-door campaign. Our militants are aware and we are going to vote.
That is how we are going to face all the odds to make sure that we vote.
They called on the population to vote for the man with 36 years experience and who can bring peace in Cameroon and foster emergence.
We've been for peace and we remain for peace. That is why we are free to campaign in the Northwest. That's why we are confident to campaign in the Northwest, because we've ever been for peace.
It was under heightened security that hundreds of supporters and militants gathered chanting for their candidate, Paul Biya.
And as seconds, minutes, hours and days boil down to Sunday's presidential election, the other candidates running the presidential race are going from one part of the country to the other, wooing voters. Maurice Kamto of the Cameroun Renaissance Movement CRM political party was in Chang today and is presently in the Mongo division, wooing voters yesterday. He was in the West Regional Chieftown Bafoussam, where he pulled a huge crowd, as we see in this report.
De conscience, oh chémo, c'est le moment de la liberté. Et quand on veut la liberté, liberté,
liberté, Dieu tout-puissant, nous sommes libres.
They believe that Professor Maurice Kamto is the symbol of freedom. These militants, supporters and sympathizers of the Cameroun Renaissance Movement CRM political party and its president and presidential candidate Professor Maurice Kamto have converged on the West Regional capital Bafoussam to liberate Cameroon from what they qualify as 30 years in prison with the Biya regime. Before Professor Maurice Kamto mounts the rostrum, the message of change is praised by artists.
Bamenda Kuba, Boya Mouyouka, la révolution est en marche. Le peuple en a marre, il y a des voix qui se lèvent et la jeunesse renforce les rangs. La crise de nerfs est passée, le courage a repris sa place. Les frères anglophones nous ont donné la force de remettre les choses à leur place. Ce peuple a besoin des enfants déterminés comme le professeur Maurice Kam.
And the CRM candidate tells them what he will do as soon as he takes over power, October 7. I am not coming to distribute money, but that you should be able to make a living from what you do. Those who work hard for the nation but are hidden in the dark, I will bring them to limelight.
Quand le joueur met le penalty.
Another political leader, Albert Zongang, tells the people of Bafoussam to be watchdogs October 7 to ensure that the victory of Professor Maurice Kamto is not stolen. Professor Maurice Kamto leaves them with the assurance that together they are moving up to victory.
On va y aller. Le train de la Renaissance va aller jusqu'à la gare. Jusqu'à la gare. Jusqu'à la gare.
And during that campaign rally in the West Regional Chief Town, Bafoussam, the former advisor to the President of the Republic, Christian Penda Ekoka, described Maurice Kamto as the solution to the problems of Cameroon and Cameroonians. Take a listen to what he said.
This is the great man. This man is a great man. A vote for Kamto on October 7 is the end of your suffering, the end of your corruption. It's the answer to your all problems. This is Kamto. Vote for him. You will change your destiny forever. On the 7th of October, the vote for Maurice Kamto. Cameroon will never, ever, ever be like before. That's the end of the suffering. That's the end of humiliations. That's the end of misery. That's the end of poverty. Young men, this is the answer to the problems. For 36 years, you did not have the answer. This man, people over here, listen to me. The vote of this October the 7th is not a vote about a political party. It's about a man that will answer your problem. And then a man is about a man. And this man is Maurice Kamto. Maurice Kamto is the answer for your problem. Maurice Kamto is access to electricity, it's access to potable water, it's access to universal health care, it's answer to transportations, it's answer to your training, and your answer to your jobs. Maurice Kamto is the end of suffering and the end of humiliation. Maurice Kamto is the end of corruption, the end of impunity, the end of a bunch of gangsters and crooks, of all those gangsters who have ruled us for 36 years. Let's put an end to it. Vote for Maurice Kamto on the 7th of October. My dear friends, no, we don't need any coalition to win this election. We don't need a coalition. We have the answer for it. And Maurice Kamto is the joker for us. Vote for him on the 7th of October. Then, you know, 50 years hence, proud of our country. You will be proud of our country by voting for Maurice Kamto. Say yes, we can. Say yes, we can. 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 God bless you. God bless you.
Christian Penda Ekoka, former advisor to the presidency of the Republic of Cameroon, speaking there at the campaign rally of Professor Maurice Kamto and his Syrian political party in the country's West Regional capital, Bafoussam. That was yesterday. Now we talk about Akere Muna and the Popular Front for Development. Militants of that party have been urged to come out en masse come Sunday and vote for their candidate, Akere Muna. He was speaking yesterday in the Adamawa region of the country, where he organized a grand rally, as Manjikan Gabriel reports.
A long wait by the supporters of Akere Muna. While waiting, the supporters, mostly young people, were thrilled by Cameroonian artist Longue Longue. The arrival of Akere Muna to the meeting point caused ecstasy as the overwhelmed supporters all struggled to touch their future president. Akere Muna, addressing the crowd, advised all to come out massively on Sunday morning, 7th of October, to cast out their vote and follow up the exercise keenly.
It's here that I was chosen to run for the FPD political party. You can see the atmosphere, you can see the electricity, you can see the passion. The people who just need hope on the 7th. I've told them that we'll do everything to make sure that there will be hope from the 7th for this country, for you, and for myself.
As he left Ngaoundéré, the town he described as his political capital, the hope is for a positive result after the presidential elections that will be coming up on October 7, 2018.
and a huge crowd gathered in Betua to receive the only man of God in this presidential race, Prophet Franklin Defoe, a fan of the Cameroon National Citizens Movement political party. Mimi Mefo was more.
The Divisional Office of Abombang in Opanyong Division of the East welcomes Prophet Franklin Defoe Afangwe and his campaign team to the region. After consulting for a few minutes, the Cameroon National Citizen Movement candidate joined his hundreds of supporters and sympathizers who were gathered to listen to his campaign message. The prophet told the people that power cut would be a thing of the past if he is plebiscited on the 7th of October 2018. The East region has in the past months been hit by power outages, and the promise to the population is a relief. The founder and prophet of Kingship International Ministry said that his government would tackle bad roads, ease the activities of farmers, business persons, and inter-regional trade and unemployment. 38 years old Franklin Defoe Afangwe believes that preaching love is also fundamental to a country whose peace and stability is under serious threat. He explained his economic and social programs to the people of Adamawa region Thursday.
And militants of the ADD political party of Gaga Manaji have accused CPD and militants of breaking the law by seizing ADD posters as the use of media space by some candidates for the 2018 presidential election is still a bone of contention. We have details in this report by Franklin Mwabi.
Militants of Gaga Manaji's Alliance for Democracy and Development in Maroa have accused the Cameroon's People Democratic Movement Party of breaking the law by confiscating posters of the ADD candidates. Since the launching of campaigns, posters of the 8 opposition candidates are not really visible in the field. Few small-sized posters of the ADD candidate Gaga Manaji could be spotted around. In effect, ADD militants make use of door-to-door strategy. The small posters are pinned on trees and on motorbikes to woo voters for the October 7th elections. The accused CPD militants say the other 8 opposition party candidates should have gone to the field from the inception of official campaign rallies for the 2018 presidential elections. However, the use of media space is still a bone of contention between the 9 presidential aspirants as countdown to Sunday, the 7th of October 2018 gets closer.
The election organizing body, Elections Cameroun, Elecam, says it is ready for the October 7, 2018 presidential election in the Republic of Cameroon. Officials of Elections Cameroun have been meeting to cut the T's and dot the I's as far as the organization of that election is concerned. Now, greater details in this extract of Eno Abrams Egbe. He is the chairman of the Electoral Council of Elections Cameroon.
Far the population is good. All electoral materials are on the ground. The commission, the different commissions at the level of the local policies have been set up, and we are only waiting for the day.
What about the situation
what about the
crisis
situation in the regions of Angofu? I'm just coming from the northwest and the southwest. The situation is perturbed but serene, in a way that all the material are on the ground. The security is working hard, leaving no stone unturned to make sure voters go to the polls free and fair.
What are you telling the people in those regions to stay and vote?
We're asking, they are already on the ground. We are just from there, I'm telling you I'm from there, and I can assure you, I'm only assuring them that there will be no fright. Everybody should go.
And in terms of ensuring the transparency and the credibility of the vote, what's your commission's undertaking and assurance that this exercise on Sunday will be free?
Yes, for the transparency of the vote, the local polling stations are made of 11 members. 9 of the candidates have their representatives, 2 from the administration. So they can be assured that, and at the end of it, the procès verbal is carried by different candidates to their headquarters.
And when do we expect the result?
15 days. after the election, after the polls. At the level of the Road Supervision Commission, 2 days. It has made to national headquarters 15 days latest. It means that it can be, the result can come out before instituted by the law.
There are reports of some groups that are preparing to defend their votes. Doesn't mean that the collaboration between ECAM and the other stakeholders of the electoral process has a problem?
As to our knowledge, the collaboration is excellent. We are all here to prove that the collaboration is excellent. You know that it's a period of a campaign, people will make a lot of utterances. But you can be assured that all the stakeholders, we have been working together, you are all witnesses to the wonderful collaboration and the mutualization of effort.
Speaking to reporters in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, today, the chairperson of the Electoral Council of Elections, Cameroun, Eno Abrams Egbo, equally made a statement on the fate of thousands of persons who have been internally and externally displaced by the deepening Anglophone crisis. This is what he said concerning whether they are going to vote or not.
Not let them vote without being transferred. Many have been transferred within this period where we wanted to go for elections. So those displaced internal displacement, such as in the different parts of the regions that border to the northwest and the southwest. I want to talk of the west, the littoral. Most of them have been transferred to their new polling stations now is where they are resident. Those who have unfortunately have not done it, we advise the different états-majors of the parties to charter vehicles and transfer them back to the different police stations.
Now we talk something else. The corruption unit, the anti-corruption unit of the National Gendarmerie, is stepping up the fight against corruption in the Republic of Cameroon. Since it was installed, the commission has so far received 100 calls from Cameroonians who are denouncing corruption. Greater details in this extract of Squadron Commander Georges Parfait Nana.
The anti-corruption unit of the National Gendarmerie have been launched by the Secretary of State in charge of National Gendarmerie since 5 months. And up to now, we have already received more than 100 calls coming from the various parts of the country. Some of those calls, denunciation was not true after our investigation, but others were true. And we have taken measure to sanction those who were found guilty and even their accomplice. What I want to say is that we are not only here for the repression. We sensitize also whenever we have the opportunity to go on the field. We talk with our colleagues there and we ask them to give up their bad behavior because we want to put the citizen at the center of our action. And let me tell you that many of them are very satisfied of this service, this unit, because it's like a rampart for them to avoid them falling into the precipice. So we have a goal, we have a aim, is to reach to the point of zero corruption, zero abuse, zero harassment within the National Gendarmerie.
Sir, any message to the public on the misuse of this?
Squadron Commander Georges Parfait Nana of the Anti-Corruption Unit of the National Gendarmerie is speaking there on what the unit has been doing to fight the cankerworm of corruption eating deep into the marrows of Cameroon. That's it for this edition of the news on Equinox Television. Thanks for staying with us. Goodbye.